Hi, this is Monty from Moat Park Vehicles, and here's another one of our detailed vehicle appraisals on a car that's just recently come into us. This is our lovely 2012 Vauxhall Corsa 1.2 limited edition. Stunning car in my opinion. I mean, a lot of these that you tend to see out there tend to be bashed around, modified, etc. But no, this is a lovely car. Now I'm going to briefly walk around the car and then give you a more detailed view very shortly, and tell you a bit about the car as I'm going around as well. So it's a two-owner vehicle. It's covered a little over 50,000 miles. It's in this beautiful racing red that they have on these limited editions, with the black alloys and the black mirrors and the gloss black roof. So a little bit about the car itself in terms of service history. It's got 7 services that are all in the book. We've only had the car a couple of days, and straight away we got the car serviced. So we had oil filter, air filter, set spark plugs done, because the last service that was done on the vehicle was only a minor service, and brake fluid change, because it was done about 3 years ago. So we've done the brake fluid change as well. So I'm just going to hold the camera there for a few seconds. Please jot down the registration number if you want to do kind of MOT checks, mileage checks, etc., that type of thing. Now on the previous MOT, it has got a couple of advisories on there that we didn't do. The MOT, it was done by the previous owner. I believe it was 1 tyre or maybe 2 tyres. They have been replaced already. They were replaced before we got the car. I think there was something to do with the top suspension mount. That's also been replaced. And God, I think there was a crack or something like that in the rear lamp. Also, that has been changed. So any of the advisories, nothing to worry about on there. Okay, now the reasons we tend to do these videos, and apologies, they do bore on a little bit. They're normally about 10 minutes long. It's just to tell you a bit about the car. You know, and again, read my reviews on Auto Trader. We don't go out intentionally to go and misrepresent a vehicle, get customers down here under false pretenses. You know, we've all done it before. We've seen pictures of a car, it looks absolutely stunning. We've gone to have a look at it, stand in front of it in the flesh, and it's nothing like what we thought it was going to be. Probably a lot like dating sites and Instagram and God knows what else. So this is the reason we tend to do these videos. I'll tell you everything about the car, everything we've done to it in terms of, you know, if there's any chips, things like that, the whole lot. So when you do come and have a look at it, it should be as I've described. Now, I don't, again, to intentionally go out to mislead anybody. We are all human. I might miss 1 or 2 little bits and pieces as I'm going round, but I normally pick up most of the bits. All right, so we're going to start off on the driver's side front. This car is unmodified. A lot of these you tend to find they tend to have lowered suspension, different exhausts on them, nothing like that at all. So if you are sort of a new learner driver, etc., these are quite good, even though they're limited edition and they're quite sporty. The little 84 horsepower 1.2 engine tends to be quite low on the insurance. So let's start off on the driver's side front. So I don't know if you're going to be able to pick this up in the camera, but there's a sort of a hairline kind of scratch that I've polished out as best as possible, just sort of around here. I don't know if you will pick it up. I do tend to use HD cameras, but it's nothing major. A couple of little stone chips are along here that I've touched up. Alloy wheels look absolutely fine. There was no touching up that we needed to do to this alloy wheel. There was on the other side, I'll show you in a second. So when the car came into us, it had a couple of little trolley dents, nothing major, absolutely nothing major. And what I tend to do with the cars is I try and make them look as nice as possible. Of course, we've serviced this vehicle already, so it's more or less ready to go. But we try and make them as nice as possible. A lot of these you tend to go and have a look at, they tend to be bashed up and smacked up and dents and God knows what else. You know, we understand it is a used car, and customers do know that you're going to have a few little scrapes here and there, but this is a really nice car. A few little stone chips, a few little marks that we have touched up, and I'll show you them in a second. Now the reason why I'm tending to hold the camera quite sort of steady around the side of the car is just so you can see the camera's focusing. It's all bright paint work. There's not any nasty dents or anything like that. I'll move the camera really slowly. Plenty of tread on the front and the rear tyres. As I mentioned, the rear tyres have already been replaced. Okay, there's a couple of little touch-ups that were done on the back bumper prior to us getting the car. There's a couple around here, sort of there, and there's one around here somewhere. Not too sure if you can again pick it up on the camera or not. It's quite hard. But again, most of the time, you take a picture from back here, you're not going to pick any of that up. Right, let's show you inside. You've got 2 keys with this car, all working absolutely fine. Air conditioning is super ice cold. Door panels there look all good. Steering wheel, really nice red accents that you tend to get for the heater vents. That black piano black in the center, and you've got this really nice, the seats, really nice figure hugging seats with that really nice fine red stitching. Now there wasn't a set of mats with this car when it came in. I have ordered a nice set of mats, black set of mats with a bit of red piping. Again, you don't tend to find a lot of garages that will do that. They just tend to leave whatever mats that are in the car, but there weren't any in this car. But I'd like to order some, because if I was buying a car at this sort of age and mileage, it'd be nice to have a new set of mats in there, wouldn't it? Hopefully that all looks really good to you. Fine there. Okay, privacy glass or tinted windows that you got on the back windows here, or the side windows, and the back one as well. The original number plates when the car was registered, it was a Vauxhall main agent. As I mentioned, it's got, I think, 7 service stamps in the book. Obviously we've done one as well. I think 4 or 5, I think 4 of them were done at Vauxhall main agents. Okay, now there's a couple of little chips along the bottom there, but they've been touched up. Again, you may not pick them up, you may not, I'm not too sure. But again, it's to be expected on a car of this sort of age and mileage. But apart from that, it is a lovely car, guys. It is a lovely car. I'm not doing this to try and pick holes in our vehicles. Doing it so you know exactly what to expect when you get here. All right, parcel shelf in there. You haven't got a spare wheel under there at all. You've got your locking wheel nut key, or your locking wheel nuts, and then you've got this kind of tyre fit sort of pump up kit that's all in there as well. Okay. One thing I did notice, parcel shelf's got a slight tear in it there. Okay, you can still put bits and pieces on it, but it's just sagging just a fraction. You don't notice it when it's all down. Okay, let's just show you all around the passenger side. Now hopefully what you're looking at here, you're looking at this grass and these sort of pillars, and hopefully if you're not feeling too sick, when me keep moving the camera, you can try and pick up the reflections are all good. Okay, nothing down this side at all. There was a few little tiny stone chips, not stone chips, just chips along the door edges, but they've been touched up. Okay, all looks good this side. Let me just go around the front of it. Hopefully you won't get too much sun glaring down through the camera. Again, plenty of tread on the tyres. Now this alloy wheel here had a couple of little marks on it around here. We've just touched them up. We're not going to paint the whole wheel for you or anything. I will just touch them up. Okay, let's just see if you can try and pick up there on the side of the car. All looks good. Show you inside. Hopefully that looks good to you. And then let's just show you the seat. Now you can probably pick up slightly better on the driver's side. Now I'm on the passenger side, just along the bolster here. There's no ripping or anything like that. It's just where they're quite figure hugging. As people are getting in, mainly in, they tend to get a little bit of wear, but most of them are like that. 5-speed manual transmission. As I mentioned to you, the air conditioning is lovely and cold. Let's just show you the back seat. Hopefully you can pick that all up. Hopefully it's not too dark. Doesn't really look like it's been sat in the back there. There may have been possibly a baby seat. You can probably just see a couple of little marks on the seat belt, but again, it's nothing that isn't to be expected. And you've got your Isofix on both sides there. You can see it. You've got the little Isofix logos for baby seats. Okay, now going along the front of the car. Now this is where you tend to get most of your stone chips, and we have touched a few bits and pieces up. Most of them are around that side, that side of the bonnet, but again, it's probably going to be quite hard to pick them up. But you've had a few little stone chips along there, and one or two that are along here that we've touched up as well. Okay, all along the front bumper, it's all fine. Again, you've got a few little stone chips that we have touched up, but it's to be expected. She's done just over 50,000 miles. She's 7 years of age. I mean, 7 years of age, 70,000 miles, 50,000 miles isn't really a lot of mileage on the car. So we're just coming up to over the 10 minutes now, so I'll be as brief as I possibly can. The last bit is about the warranty. We offer 6 months warranty of all of our vehicles, and customers can upgrade them if they wish to. We have two different companies that we'll generally use. We'll tell you the pros, the cons. We tick as many boxes as we possibly can. You know, it's not just a £250, that's the maximum you can claim if you were to have an issue. Engine and gearbox, it just doesn't really cover you for much, and that's why a lot of customers say it's not worth the paper they're written on. So we tick as many boxes: emissions, suspension. We do your claim limit is the value of the car. And there is no contribution apart from the first £75 as an excess fee. There is no contribution. We don't go down the road of, you know, saying you've got to pay half for this and God knows what else. No, we'll tick as many boxes as we possibly can to try and cover you with the best kind of warranties. And we give you the options, you know, give you both copies and say, like, okay, go back home before you've purchased the car or before you pick it up, you know, do a bit of Googling, see which one of the companies that you want us to use. We've gone through different companies through the years to try and get to the two best ones that I believe that are out in the marketplace. So if you're interested in this car or anything else at Motor Park Vehicles, we don't keep a lot of cars. We only keep about about 10 to a dozen cars. They're all hand-picked cars. We're not one of these mass, you know, 50, 60 cars and God knows what else. No, we hand-pick our cars. We do thorough checks on them, and we just don't, you know, we like to have lovely cars, and I'm sure everybody wants to do the same. Anyway, I'm babbling on. Many apologies. If you're interested in this car or anything else at Motor Park Vehicles, please don't hesitate to pick up the phone. Send me a text message, an email, whatever you want to do, and I'll respond to everybody as quickly as I possibly can. Thank you again for your time. Bye-bye.